If somebody's taking a nap on the platform, we're going to be having some problems.
You're about to fight everybody in the gym this week. Why you're so aggressive?
Boss bitch. Boss bitch.
All right. Welcome today to
I see you.
Boss Bitch Radio.
awesome
We are
ass friends.
live
Hi.
on Instagram, which is always fun. For those of you that are listening, not on Instagram, we typically do lives at 3 p.m. on Wednesdays, 3 p.m. PST on Wednesdays on my Instagram account. So glad to have you here. Those that are rolling in. Today, we're going to be talking about the fact that we've been grumpy bitches at the gym, and we now know that it is time for a deload. So we're going to talk about that, and that might be a term that's new for some people, but essentially just means we're going to scale back some training and employ some other tactics while we're not going to like kill people and crush souls in the gym.
I knew that once when I was wearing all of my shirts that say all the dumbass shit that really get me to the gym because I like to like cause a stir.
Which, by the way, when I saw you walk out the gym, I'm like, that didn't work for me today.
It did not work for me today either. That's when I knew. That's when I knew. I was like, yeah, nope. I was doing kickbacks and I was just, I feel like we need a deload. I literally could not even kick more than 15 pounds on kickbacks.
No,
today.
I wanted to cry at every exercise today. And we haven't talked about it. Like, I've just been telling you, I'm really sore. It's been like 3 or 4 weeks where I feel like my body's just not recovering. My glutes are perpetually sore, and we're not usually sore like that.
No.
And my body just feels really beat up. So I thought, well, she'd actually said, like, this is probably a really good podcast topic because I don't think we've actually done a full episode on that. But we're going to talk about it today. So if you are just joining us, you can feel free to add some questions. We'll do a Q&A at the end. I didn't put a question box up this week, but
we're busy.
We'll stick around and do that. So we're going to go ahead and get started and kind of give you an idea on what that looks like. So deloading, some people are really strategic with it. Right? Like I follow some people, fitness people, and they're like every 6 weeks or whatever. And they're like super about it.
Yeah.
For me, we roll pretty intuitively.
Yes.
Right.
Totally. And I think that's better. Well, better for us, I guess. I would assume that maybe depending on what you're training for, how you're feeling throughout is like, because it can go anywhere from like you can do a deload at 4 weeks or you can do a deload at 12 weeks. But if you're feeling good, there's no need that you actually need a deload.
Yes. And we generally feel pretty good. I mean, we are pretty consistent with all the things, right? Like our sleep, our water, our food, our, protein intake's pretty high. We could probably be better on the recovery stuff, but we're pretty good about the consistency of all things. We don't like have like raging bender weekends of alcohol, and like through the week where we're just trashing our system and not able to recover. So for the conversation today, while we're talking about this, is because it's important for us to do this right now, because otherwise next week is just going to be worse. It's just going to continually get worse. And I'm having so much resistance to the gym this week that I'm like, okay, it's time.
I didn't even get to the gym until 5:30 last night. And that was like, I had to take all of my might to get my ass to the gym. And I wasn't even going by myself. I had to sign up for a class. And I literally popped in maybe like 5 minutes before the class. And I was like, okay, I'm going. And I just got up and left.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's important when you're starting to feel like that. And then your body is also telling you, by these little things we're going to talk about today, for you to allow yourself to have some recovery time, also prevent overtraining, which is pretty rare. We talk about that. It's not really, and let's be real, right? Like we We're doing some heavy compounds, right? We did some heavy compounds earlier in the week.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff we're doing is really like accessory stuff today, which was like our usual hip thrusts and kickbacks and, some hamstring work.
I love that hip thrusts are just an accessory movement.
It's like walking. Okay. It's like walking. We just like do it every day. Every day.
I'm like, oh, I bet you we're doing hip thrusts today.
Yeah. So it's,
if you're doing glutes and you're trying to grow a dump truck,
got to give them a little bit of a break.
Hip
and make
thrust.
Sure.
No, whether you like it or not, you better be doing those.
Yeah. But we also know we have to give ourselves a break because otherwise we're just not going to be seeing the gains that we want from our training. So we're going to talk about first, like some of the signs that you might notice for your need to deload and possibly like overtraining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Number 1.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Plateaus.
Yeah.
So this is going to be more or less with your strength. I don't really focus this on like a weight standard. This is more of just like your strength in the gym. When you're starting to notice, like if you're
hitting scale weight, right?
Yeah, not scale weight, the gym weight.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So when we're in the gym, as of right now, I feel like I just told her today too. I was like, yeah, I definitely haven't been feeling like I could push as much weight in the gym than I did like a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in reality, if you think about it like that, I think we're right at the peak time to where we're like, yeah, maybe we do need a little bit of a deload.
For sure. I think I've noticed it about the same time. I think like the last 2 weeks, because there was a time when we were in the gym and like, I'm like, let's fucking go. Like, let's add some weight on. We were hip thrusting. What was it for me? 255 or some shit. That's a lot. That's a lot for me.
Yeah.
So we got to that. And then it just felt like the weeks since then have got progressively worse. Like I have not improved, but we were also like ramping it up to get to that point. Right. Like, so that was probably like the peak of like the program for us since we've been doing it. And then now it's kind of trended, started to trend downward. So that's a really good sign. If you've noticed a plateau in your training or a decrease in your ability to lift something that usually feels pretty light, that's typically a sign. That's one of the signs.
So like another thing too, on to the next one is we've been feeling a little bit tired lately. So like chronic fatigue is going to be something that you're going to want to like keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a napper. I'm not a napper.
You're not. I know.
I am not a napper. I don't be having time for that. Unless it's a weekend and I got nothing going on, I am not a napper. And your girl is up early. I had somebody ask me what time I wake up in the morning.
Mm.
And I said 4 a.m. And she's like, what time do you go to bed?
Yeah.
And I was like, she's all 7. And I was like, 10.
Yeah.
11 sometimes.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not a good sleeper. That's a problem for me. But, having to need a nap is definitely an idea for me where I'm like, yeah, we're definitely feeling some tiredness lately.
I generally will go through phases of like, okay, I need a nap or whatever. But today was a perfect example because we were training and I literally looked at her and I said, I am done here.
You look like you were sleeping.
I kept yawning.
She was all.
It was so bad.
I was yawning on Monday.
You were yawning on Monday. I mean, I was like, okay, is this because I was out late a little bit last night? I had a date and I got home late, but I slept in.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, no, like I had 2 really good meals before the gym. There's no reason I should have been exhausted. So chronic fatigue. So today, before she got here, I was like, yo, I'm going to need a nap. Before we podcast,
she sent me home.
Yeah,
She's like, no, you go home. She's like, you go home and then I'll meet you later. And I was like, you're going to go to bed, huh?
Totally. I was like, one of 2 things needs to happen. Either I'm going to drive my ass through Starbucks and get like a, triple shot. Triple shot, quad shot espresso. If I'm going to power through the rest of this day or I need a nap. And I just hate to do that. If I can take a nap, I would much rather do that than just continue to pound down caffeine and like my central nervous system is like, meh. So yeah, chronic fatigue is one. Yeah. Third one. You're dealing with this right now.
Joint pain.
Joint pain is another sign.
And the thing is especially where it's been right now is it's not, it's snack time. It's not like I'm not sore in a bad way to where I'm injured. It's just I feel it in my joints. So I doubled up my fish oil.
Okay.
I've only had to take like an ibuprofen one day this week, but I
Perfect.
never, ever, ever take ibuprofen. So that was when I was like, maybe there's something going on.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. I don't take any kind of pain pills or pain meds or Tylenol or any of that.
We'd like to live in the suck.
Yeah, I guess for me, the reason why I don't like to take that is because, first of all, I don't want my body to get used to taking it so regularly that it tends to just not work, you know, for the sake of just constantly.
That's for anything.
Yeah. So that's the main reason. So joint pain is another one. Again, she doesn't have like any specific joint injuries, but if you're like, man, you know, just overuse and just lack of
it's taking a lot of brain power to really like pull myself out of the joint and really put my brain into like whatever muscle I'm trying to use. And that's usually not a problem for me. So I'm like, oh, and if I'm having to adjust, like there's a lot of times where I see people, they adjust a lot when they're in their movements. And for me, if I feel like I'm adjusting, it's because I'm uncomfortable and I shouldn't be feeling uncomfortable.
Right. So that's definitely another possible sign for you to need to deload and take a break, which we're going to go over how you can do that at the end. But another sign.
This one's my favorite.
This is my favorite because this is probably what I've been feeling the most. It started really last week, I feel like, but lack of motivation, right? Like most people that are in health and fitness have a general like level of motivation to go to the gym, right?
Right.
Like, oh, you know, it's going to make me feel better, or, you know, you see your gym friends or whatever. And then there's those that like need to be motivated in order to work out, and then they just quit after like 3 months, right? Like, oh, I lost motivation.
Right.
It's a part of our lifestyle. So there is a level of like motivation that like I get excited. I'm like, cool, you know, I'm going to get a sick pump today. You know, I have a great playlist. You know, I find ways to motivate myself. And then if this one's coming, you know, sparkle pants over here.
Positive Pollyanna at your service.
I always know we're going to have some laughs or something. So if you find that you're like dreading your workouts, no enthusiasm for like what you're training, no excitement for that, it also may be a sign that you need a break. So this is where people have to be real with themselves. You can't be like, oh, I've been training. I just got back into it for a month and I need a break. Okay. Like,
I don't think it means you need a break completely.
Okay. Which we did talk about that. We need to scale back.
Yes. I've even been talking to some of my teammates and I heard that one little Chiquita got some more food and she's on a little bit of a deload this week. And she's pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is before she told me that, I was like, you're looking lean this morning.
Yeah.
And she's all, really? I was like, yeah.
Yeah. She's at that point in prep where she's going to have a little bit of a deload and a increase in food.
Yeah. And so like with that, your deload is going to kind of depend on how you're feeling. You know, in reality, do you need a week off? No. You should not just be like going to the gym and then just be like, I need a week off. You should still be getting your steps in. You should maybe still going in and getting some workouts in, but you know, choose where you want to be. Maybe you're going to go 50%. Maybe you're going to go 75%. That's also like a really great way to kind of deload without losing your routine, honestly. Because I think that's one of the things that is the hardest thing to get back when you lose is your routine.
Yeah, most definitely. As far as taking a break goes, for us, we've been training for 100 years. So it's not like if you had a break recently, right? You were just feeling a type of way and you took a little break. This was probably like a couple months ago. And you're like, yeah, I'm not going to the gym and I don't want to talk about it. And I'm like, great. That was different. That was like a mental health break, right?
Yeah,
like
this was totally not because of training or anything. I needed a break.
Right.
I was like, it's a little mental health break.
Yes.
I was getting my steps in and doing all that, and I was still eating pretty well. I just
needed a break.
I needed a break.
Right. But what she's speaking to is a lot of, you know, kind of like novice people to the gym, right? Like newbies. They start they haven't been doing this consistently. It's not a part of who, their lifestyle, like brushing their teeth. There's maybe still in the beginning phases of their fitness journey or relationship. And then they're like not motivated or whatever. And they just take a complete hiatus for a week. That is really, really hard to kickstart your motivation back and to get back on track, because a lot of times that break then leads to, I'm going to start eating like shit. I'm going to stay up later and eat snacks on the couch. I'm going to, insert whatever non-serving habits that you maybe had before start to slip in during that break, because then you're like, well, I'm going to take a break from everything. And then you start this like spiral of, well, just forget it. I'm too far gone. I'll start next week. I'll start next month. It just happens.
Diet starts Monday.
Yeah.
It's always next Monday.
Yeah.
But, as long as you're trying, that's all we care about.
We want you to keep trying.
Yes.
Now it's important to, and this is why we're talking about this, to know like everybody's body is different. So what we can drill our bodies down and probably to a point that's further than we should.
Yeah.
This one probably more than me. So you have to really like know thyself and know, that everybody's different. So I don't feel like there's really one set standard of like, okay, you should be deloading every blah, 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 because not everybody trains the same.
No.
And not everybody has the same training history and all the things. So, if you're not sure, ask somebody who knows, find a trainer that that might have some insight for you, hit us up in the DMs.
I think the longer you train, the more that you can kind of tell how your body is. And that's actually one really great thing about checking in with a coach weekly and then being with a coach for so long is I've really noticed like some patterns in a few of my clients. And like, I will completely pull out like 2 days and be like, okay, don't train this day, go and get a massage this day, see the chiropractor, like whatever it is that they need. I'm always asking like, how's your body feeling? How are you feeling in your workouts?
Yeah, very important. Okay, so we're going to shift gears a little bit now. We're going to talk to you about when it's time to actually do this, when it's time to deload. What does that look like, right? Some of the ways is reducing the intensity of what you're doing, which is essentially what we will do. The volume, right? Like how many sets are you doing? How many reps? How much weight are you using? And allowing your body to just simmer down, let your central nervous system have a little bit of a break, have some time to like regenerate some energy and come back stronger. You'll come back stronger. You're not going to lose all your gains in like 1 week of like scaling some shit back and just making sure that you keep your nutrition on track. So we'll go over some of that too, but here's some things. We're going to give you 5 kind of ideas as far as how to do this effectively. All right. Ready? Yes, I'm ready.
So number 1, what you're going to do is you're going to reduce the weight. Okay. I feel like we did that today.
And then I went like this. I'm out of here.
Yeah, you did. I was like, we still have another set. And I was like, yeah, because if we don't do that now, we're not going to do it later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So reducing the weight is generally the way that we go and what we would recommend and what I recommend for my athletes too. And I mean, sometimes if they're really, really exhausted and worn down, then we have them take some days off, like you were saying. But reducing it. So you can do this 40 to 50% from your usual training weight. And that's kind of hard to gauge. And it'll feel super easy and super like, okay, I'm not doing anything, but you're still doing something. This is going to allow you to still recover while giving you enough stimulus to that muscle to maintain your strength and still make change if that's also your goal.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with reducing the weight too, if you want to like still feel it just as good, like play with the tempo, play with your pauses, all of that fun stuff. Like our last set today was what, 25s on the bar? It was.
What were we doing?
It was 120, the hip thruster. It was light for us, right? We don't usually keep it that light, but it was so good with like the engagement in the glutes that I was burning. And then what I did was I just did a few more reps than we were before, but
yeah,
it's definitely still felt like a deload-ish type of workout today, which was good.
So for example, we kind of unintentionally did this, but like I was saying, we what was that? A couple weeks ago, did 255 or 285 on the bar. Today we were like, our top sets were 195. And that felt like I had a Mack truck that I was trying to lift to the ceiling.
It felt like 300 pounds.
It felt like a lot.
I was like, why is this so heavy?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was the pauses too. We were holding for 3-second pauses and all that. So it felt aggressive. So
good.
So reducing it. And that's a really good point.
I can still feel it in my butt right now.
Yeah. That's a really good point, is to, work on tempos and speed and all of the little things that are going to intensify without crushing your soul with like weight.
Right. And then, so the next one is going to be decreasing your volume. And I feel like we did that today. Mm-hmm. We only did like 3 sets of most of our smaller exercises, and we usually do like 4 or 5.
Yes.
So that was good. Look at us do good things.
We be knowing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We did keep our volume up on our large movement, which was the hip thrust. But I think for the rest of the week, which we're leaving for Vegas tomorrow anyways. So
peace out, bitches.
We might be subjected to hotel, machinery.
Oh my gosh.
Part of our workout.
Wait for that. That's going to be great.
Yeah. But do 50 to 60% of your usual volume. Don't feel the need to do 20 reps because the weight is lighter or whatever. Keep it about the same or scale it back so you can indeed recover and, have a little bit of a deload to come back feeling better. Okay. Number 3.
Number 3.
Increase your rest time. I like that one. I like resting.
Okay. Can we be more specific? Rest time.
Take a nap between your sets. Nobody will care at the gym.
Nobody has time for that.
I have time for that.
Okay. If somebody's taking a nap on the platform, we're going to be having some problems.
You're about to fight everybody at the gym this week. Why you're so aggressive?
We need a deload. Okay. This is what it is. We need a deload.
Yeah. But yeah, increasing your rest time, just giving yourself longer rests between your sets and your exercises.
In the gym.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not like days.
Oh,
this was my question.
You could do that too. You could do that. You could do that too. If you're used to going 5 days in a row to the gym, maybe you do 4 and you have
take Thursday off.
Right. You have some space in between. And if that's going to kill you to not go in the gym, because I know that feeling, I'm not there right now, currently.
You've just been there before.
But I've done this before where I'll go and I'll just go do something else. I'll go in and get on the treadmill. That's my favorite. And
do abs, get in the sauna. I'm not going to be in there.
Yeah. So
just
tomorrow, tomorrow I'm not going to do upper body. I'm going to take like a full,
What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow's supposed to be like shoulders and shoulders.
Cardio.
And shoulders. So I'll go in, I'll do cardio, I'll stretch, I'll do abs, I'll sit in the sauna and call it a day. It's fine. I'm still just in my routine, doing my thing,
We're all supposed to be on a plane tomorrow
night.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
Okay.
I know I haven't packed or anything, but it's fine.
No.
So, but aside from that, increasing your rest time between your sets. So if you're used to like crushing and supersetting and got a triple set or superset every single exercise and be crazy about it, maybe you're just doing straight sets.
I feel attacked.
Yeah. You're a little fucking Energizer bunny over here.
All right. So the next one, which we do sometimes, is change the exercises.
Yeah.
So I actually have not been doing RDLs or deadlifts for a few weeks. I've been doing lunges. And why not today, as a lighter day, to try them out and see how they feel?
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Yeah, it was great. So it's a great time when you're deloading to do different exercises. And we went light. That wasn't anything.
Oh yeah, it was so light. Yeah, no. I even looked at it and I was like, no, I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah. So there's different, you can do different things like that. If you're used to using a machine for a specific exercise, maybe you move to a free weight or a dumbbell of the same type of exercise. So changing it up is great. A nice way to
maybe you try yoga.
Deload. Yeah. Yoga is
that's a great idea.
Yeah. Maybe you swim. Maybe you fucking do some Zumba. I don't know.
I want to go to Zumba on Sunday.
Okay, bye.
Come on.
Sunday, where?
At our gym.
I am not about to be doing that with all my gym boyfriends looking at me.
They don't come on Sundays. Come on. I want you to be right in front of the door so they can see you.
I'm going to turn into a sensual dance monster. And then they're going to be like, excuse me, ma'am, that's not what we're teaching here. Yeah.
Well,
I can't. My hips do not lie, and I'll have to do some weird shit, and it's not
I
going
want
to
to
be okay.
see. It would be great. Our fans want to see. I've been trying to get Sarah to do her Zumba video too. But anyways, number 5.
Number 5. Oh, my favorite.
Focus on mobility and recovery. You're really good at this. And I am not the best, but I have been stretching a lot more.
Yeah, you typically do by default just because of the nature of warm-ups in the studio.
My occupation.
Your occupation makes you do it.
Yeah.
But this is a really good one. I was telling her when we left, I said, I usually will do a hot Epsom salt bath 3 to 4 days per week.
I know.
And I have not done that. I don't even know if I did it last week, maybe once. And that's probably why. Another reason why I have been really, really sore too. My recovery has not been on point. I was out of glutamine for 3 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
And I usually take that religiously. So little things like that will also help. But on your deload week, focus more on mobility. We spend a little time getting into that. Like today, we're up in there working on our range of motion and our mobility, all the other fun stuff. Yoga falls into this too.
Great for that.
Yeah. Stretching, foam rolling.
Oh yeah. I've been doing that too. I have a video. I need to post that.
Yeah. You did a video?
Yeah.
Oh, how's that? What's that for? Tell me.
It's a foam rolling video, so people can kind of see how I do it. I mean, I don't know if I do it right, but it feels good when I do it.
Yeah. I mean, you're hitting the major muscle groups, and it's great. They have different. How do I say this? Different levels of foam rollers because people freak out with those things because they don't feel the greatest, right?
Right. I mean, okay. Well, let's talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Recovery is not always the best feeling.
No, I just got my ass handed to me by Stephanie yesterday in a massage. And I was like, do people ever think they're coming in here to relax?
Okay. You know what's really funny is I said that the other day.
Yeah.
I did. I said that the other day. I go, when I was younger, I always would think, oh, massages are so great. You get to relax and you just feel like a mushy ball. And I'm like, not any of the massages that we get anymore because they just don't serve a purpose. And the sports massages that we get are just amazing.
I mean, I feel like
it's like elbows.
I feel like regular massages are great for like if you just want to like relax, right?
Right.
You just want stress release.
If we need to bring your cortisol down, girl.
Yeah. Or you want to pay for an expensive nap, then go get a regular massage.
I've had some really good expensive naps though.
Yeah, no, I have too. Or you need somebody to moisturize your skin. I don't know.
I feel like I need that.
But the massages that we get, like they are inhumane. Okay. They're inhumane. No, it should be illegal for you to have your hand in certain parts of my body.
I feel like people think that we're torturous, but I feel like there's so many more levels above like a personal trainer as a torture device that people pay for.
Right.
You pay for that.
You pay to be abused. But this is a great time to start doing those things.
Yeah.
If you take a deload.
Chiropractor, massage, whether you be getting one that is like aggressive. Because like I had somebody touch my shoulders the other day and they were just like, bro, what's wrong with you? Why is there just a whole bunch of knots up here? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. So that's a good one too. Chiropractor, cryotherapy.
I have never done that. Have you done it?
I've done it once and I don't like to be cold, so I can't really.
I heard it's not that long.
It's not. But do you want to be in Alaska in the middle of a snowstorm
in
for
your underwear?
Even a minute?
In your underwear?
Absolutely not.
So I'm assuming that you wouldn't be into like the dunking, the ice bucks.
So here's the thing.
I knew you were coming with that. Okay. Come on.
The controversy around ice baths and recovery is like at an all-time high right now.
I was reading that and I was actually very intrigued.
Yeah. So I'm going to stay out of that conversation because it's not my expertise. And I mean, it feels good.
You know why? I want to do it just to be like, look what I did.
Yeah. It feels good. But the thing that I like is the contrast therapy, which we did in Mexico. Remember?
Oh yeah, that was so fun.
We did it as a girl.
I want to do it again.
Thing. It was great. But the contrast therapy is where you'll like dry sauna, wet sauna, hot tub, and cold plunge pool. And I
did the pool with the bucket.
Yeah,
and I jumped the water on my head. It was so great.
I love that, but I'm like more for the relaxation purposes and just, you know, like being zenned out and shit.
Okay. Not for like the fact that you think it's going to recover you. It's more like spiritual.
It's such a ding dong. Yes, it is. It is. I feel like it helps with recovery. But the cold plunge where I feel like I should know this before I speak to it, but what they're saying about the cold plunge is that it does not expedite recovery for you to like notice hypertrophy.
Growth of muscle, correct?
Yeah.
That's also what I read. So, okay, we're kind of both on the same team here of what we read. This is not our like perception of it, but this is what we have read. So stay tuned. And if you guys are interested, I'm sure you can like Google that shit and learn some more because we're not going to keep going
all
on
in all, just you have to know when it's time, right? So today we had a consensus. We had a staff meeting at the cable kickback. And she said to me, I feel like I'm at PE. What did you say?
You said that. I said
I feel like I'm in a PE room right now.
And I said, oh yeah, I feel like we're supposed to be running the mile and we're like saying our mom said we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And we don't want to.
Excuse me, teacher. I have a permission slip. Just don't have to run the mile. But I also felt like I just wanted to fucking ditch school.
You're like, I'm out of here. I'm ditching school. We're not doing the mile. That's it.
Over it. So it's in summary, you know, what we were saying earlier with this whole topic. So you just have to remember a deload week is not a time to take a complete and utter break. It's just from your training together. It's an opportunity for you to allow your body to recover, you know, heal some, but still maintain your routine because that's important, right? And then after your deload week, you can return to your usual training routine and usually you come back feeling way better, stronger, not as sore, not as beat up, joints not as achy. And in that time, also utilize that time to think about like, okay, next week I'm going to hit it hard. What are the things I need to do next week so that way my training doesn't continue, right?
Get excited about your training for the next week. And then if you're like really wanting to like upgrade and like get better in this next phase, I would start tracking your weights. And your sets and your reps and all of that.
It's definitely a good time to start doing that. Also, great time to be like looking at playlists and figuring out some new music, or maybe you need to listen to a new genre next week.
I do feel like I've been having some like not very good picks lately. So if you guys are still listening now, and I know you might be, drop us some of the stuff in the comments that you are listening to in the gym. We need to know that.
Please.
Somebody said, what podcast is this? This is the Boss Bitch podcast.
Boss Bitch Radio. I went through 4 different genres.
Today?
I was listening to house music. Yes, this is how bad it was. First, it was house music. Mm-hmm. Then it was a like hip hop gym motivation or whatever. Then I had like alternative rock on. That's when you know I'm getting fucking desperate. And then the last one, I was like, man, you got to help me out here, Tech 9. Let's go.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
No.
I mean, maybe Britney Spears would have been the ticket. I have no idea. Maybe hit me one more time. That would have probably got me excited.
I've been on my like list and it's like in shuffle mode. So I ain't even gonna lie, like some country came on today and then some other like just weird things came up. Then it was like house music and then Tech 9 came on because, you know, we have a lot of the same playlists. But yeah, shoot us what you're listening to in the gym. Maybe we need some motivation.
Yeah. The other thing too is switching up our gyms. Like sometimes I feel like we need to do that.
Honestly, I was kind of having a really good time when I went last night.
Well, yeah, you went at like peak time for people watching.
Peak gym boyfriend time. None of them that I've ever seen before. But I was just like, there's like new faces. I like that because I don't know about you. I'm just like the biggest people watcher. So if you think I'm looking at you, I probably was.
Oh, look, our friends are chiming in with some playlists. Please
oh my God. Yay. Yes.
We need help. Okay. Well, I'm going to say them out loud so I don't forget them. Rage Against the Machine. Love that. Did not even think about that. Daft Punk.
You like that?
I do. I've heard of them before.
I've seen them.
Drake,
in real life.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh.
Back when I was
you were a crazy girl. Drake, Eminem, and Dr. Dre.
I love that. Lizzo. Yep.
Okay.
She's actually, you want to know the thing about Lizzo is she's literally on the radio at the studio a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like that. So do you also, let's ask this because now we're just getting in bullshit.
Yes.
Do you have certain playlists that you only play at the gym?
Yeah. Yeah. I talk about that.
Do you listen to them in your car?
Absolutely not.
Never.
No.
Okay.
What I listen to, I love this topic.
Yeah.
So what I went over earlier is like my gym playlist, right? And then if I'm in my car, it is usually Post Malone.
Okay.
Radio.
Right.
Posty, or I'm listening to a podcast.
Okay.
And that's what I usually do in my car. But sometimes like I need to get amped up to go to the gym.
Okay.
And that's, let's face it, really the only place I go these days.
Yes.
So when I want to go to the gym, I'm playing, what's that shit my son listens to?
The funk?
Yeah, funk music. It
is fun. I like it.
Yeah, so that'll get me like in, like when I'm driving my car, it like puts me in like driving mode.
It's like a car driving music.
It kind of feels like I'm in a video game. I feel like I'm in the Fast and the Furious. Or
yes.
So funk is really fun. It's PHONK. It just has like a really good beat. It's pretty fast.
You know what it is though, is I feel like I want to find more people. Like I'm on the radio. Yeah, more people that play that kind of music.
Yeah, I love that. So what do you listen to when you drive?
You know what I do that you don't do? I listen to the radio most of the time.
Oh yeah, I forget that's a thing.
Yeah, I know. And like not always, like a lot of the times, like if I'm on the way to the gym, my phone's plugged in and it's gym playlist because it's getting me hyped up to get to the gym. Because if not, then I'm just like, I gotta like get hyped up while we're at the gym.
That's what I'm having to do. So
and
I probably need to change
I don't be liking that. I want to be like hyped up with that same gym playlist on the way. So we're gonna be like going through these and trying to find some good playlists that you guys are giving us because we need to like.
What does that say? Utopia?
That's what it says.
Oh, okay. I have to try that out. What else? What else we got for them today? Gymming when you don't want to. That's really what this is about today.
I know. This is why this topic came up because I was like, we definitely, because, okay, let's talk about the day. You woke up this morning and you're like, when are you going to the gym? And all of a sudden I was like, God damn it.
Were you going to avoid that?
I wasn't going to avoid it. I just didn't know when I was going. Okay. Because, I knew that we were going to podcast and I knew that we needed to like do the things, but I was debating because I put it off so late yesterday. There's also another spin class tonight that if I did not go, I was going to make myself go for that.
Oh, to spin. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I knew I needed to go home and make sure that I like did what I needed to do.
That was a lot of D's.
I'm having a little bit of a stutter with all the things I have to do. Okay.
Yes, yeah. That's fine. I get that.
So yeah, no, I was going to go, but when you texted me, I was like, shit, she got me. And so I was like, when do you want to go?
I feel that. Do you want to answer that question? I want to pull something else up because
Which question am I asking? Let's talk about working out through injuries, specifically lower back and glute area. Yeah. You know, what I've done is basically I've pulled back. So whenever I feel like my low back is getting tight, I've definitely been stretching. I think that's helping a lot, honestly. But you have to avoid the movements that are creating that injury. So one thing that I do know though is if you have a sciatic problem, like a lot of movements are going to make that kind of flare up. And that's really hard to work around. So whenever I have any of my ladies in the gym and I talk to them and I'm training them, with me, what I want whenever I tell them, I just say, listen, I say, if you at any point feel it in your low back, I want you to rack or bail, one or the other. Because what that is it's basically not bracing correctly or overarching, underarching. It's a form cue typically. So what I would do is just pull back all of the weight, even if you're doing body weighted, even if you're on TRX. I have a lot of ladies that have a lot of knee injuries, and we do our best to move around that and try not to like flare it up. But it's really important for the client as well to be in tune with what they're feeling.
Yeah.
Because
we can't feel what's in your body.
That's I cannot feel you. Yeah. I don't want you to work through pain. However, trying to strengthen the muscles around whatever joint is bothering you is a really important thing. So if you notice that you have a weak low back, it is most likely going to be that your core is not staying engaged.
Yep. And
pelvic tilt is going to be another problem.
Right.
It would probably be really great for you to start, videoing your training, maybe have a personal trainer check your form, make sure that whoever you're getting as a personal trainer is a good one. So you can really get a lot from over that first session. Or maybe if you're just getting a few, like if you cannot afford to be a monthly client, just get a couple and just take as much as you can from that session with you to your gym workout.
Yeah. And then another point to that is in terms of the low back stuff, in terms of some people think I just got to avoid anything that where I can feel my low back fire, but sometimes you have to strengthen it too. Sometimes if after you have an injury, you want to kind of favor it and avoid everything. And then as soon as you do anything that hinges forward, right, your torso's heavy and you hinge forward, you're going to feel that in your low back, but not necessarily in a bad way.
Right.
You just need to strengthen it. So things like body weighted good mornings for starters. And then the hyper extension machine, just getting through that full flexion, that full range of motion, eventually maybe adding some weight. There's a lot of ways to work on low back strength and also mobility too.
Yeah. I think that's another thing too, is that whenever we're doing all of the other muscles, I've been definitely in the studio stretching with these ladies doing. So my favorite one, especially if you're low back, for a stretch, is I do butterflies. So soles of my feet are together. My knees are nice and wide. I pull in, I grab my toes and pull in and arch my back. So then you feel it there. But when I do that, then I go to lean, and you literally can feel it from up in your shoulder all the way down into your hip and your glute. It depends on how tight you are. Now, you got to be careful when you're stretching. Do not overstretch. Find that spot where you're yep, I feel that, and hang out there.
Yeah.
When that kind of releases, you can push a little bit more, but you don't want to be doing trying to lean all the way over when you're first trying this. Take your time, go slow. Don't stretch for an hour on your first day.
Yeah, you'll be pretty destroyed. Somebody says chiropractor stretching and physical therapy has helped the sciatic issue.
Yeah, it does. Yes. We have actually, Jen, she's in the gym now. She was having super bad back issues and it was hindering her weights in the gym. So she's been seeing chiropractor and she's been doing all of the recovery things, abs as well. And now she's in the gym, no belt.
That's great.
No belt at all.
Yeah.
There was a time where she couldn't even barely do the workout without a belt. And so we worked her through that. She was doing all the stretching and the physical therapy things, and now she's doing great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we covered all the good things.
Oh yeah.
Listen to your body.
I talked for a long time, huh?
That's good.
Sorry.
No, don't be. It was wonderful. Okay. Well, that was fun. Happy Wednesday. I mean, for right now, those
Wednesday
listening
for
on the
us.
podcast, it'll probably be Friday. But what do we have coming up? Anything exciting?
We're going to Vegas.
Oh yeah, that we're going to Vegas.
Come on.
just make sure you watch along the shenanigans because I'm sure there will be plenty.
Stories.
Yeah.
We'll be on the stories.
All right, you guys, thank you for tuning in today. We appreciate you. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next podcast.
Bye.
Boss bitch. Thank you for listening to Boss Bitch Radio. It would mean the world to me if you could rate and review the podcast. If you could give us a 5-star review on iTunes, drop us a little comment. We will read those, and we offer prizes as a ethical bribe for you to leave us some great mojo and words of affirmation. You know, that is my love language. And also, if you're over on Spotify, you can rate and review it there as well. All of this helps other women, other people, other folks see us, hear us, and learn from all of the amazing boss bitch tools and hacks, and hopefully get some LOLs. And if not, if anything, if you could share this with one person, I'd love you forever. And I know you are just here for my undying love. And last but not least, please come find me over on Instagram so we can be buddies. We can be Insta fam over there. I am Diane Flores _IFBB_pro. Come say hi, drop me a DM, let me know what you think of the podcast. I'm always open for new suggestions and feedback as well. And I hope you listen again soon.